What to photograph in November 2024. Let's go! Hello PhotoPiller, Rafael, the bar here. There is a lot to photograph in November. The Milky Way, the full moon, Mercury at its greatest Eastern Elongation, giving us a great opportunity to view and photograph the planet. Uranus will be at its closest approach to Earth, and its visible face will be completely illuminated with the sun. A great moment to observe the planet with a telescope. Then we also have the Leonids meteor shower, although it's not the best month for the Leonids, although it's not the best year for the Leonids. We also have 5 conjunctions of the moon with the planets, with Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter and Mars. And depending where you are on Earth, you'll be able to experience the occultation of Saturn behind the moon. And also we can also enjoy the aurora. Remember that we are in the period of solar maximum and the auroras are very active now. Actually, in November, we have a group of photopillars chasing the aurora in our Aurora expedition to the Canadian Rockies. It's gonna be very cool. And as always, don't forget the always on photo opportunities. I'm talking about sunrise, sunsets, golden hour, blue hour, star trails. Also, as always, at the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you 3 of the best photos that you've submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured during October. So let your imagination fly, decide what you want to photograph and go to PhotoPills and plan your photo. So you can go and capture it. Okay, let's get started with some of the best photo opportunities that can be captured in November 2024. Let's go! The new moon is on November 1st, and November opens the season of the winter Milky Way in the northern hemisphere and the southern Milky Way in the southern hemisphere. So what's going on in November in the northern hemisphere? For example, I have the pin here in Menorca, in Punta Nati Lighthouse, and as you see, the core of the Milky Way is visible just for maybe 20 minutes. I have the time here from 7:14 p.m. to 7:57 p.m. in the southwest directions. The core is visible there, but you can get the Milky Way arching above the lighthouse, the thin part of the Milky Way arching above the lighthouse from this spot here, just before sunrise. So in the northern hemisphere, you still can see a little bit of the core in the southwest when the Milky Way is straight, but you can also start focusing on the winter Milky Way, the thin part of the Milky Way, which is also pretty cool. Actually, let's check the night AR and see the possible options. Let's go back to the vertical Milky Way and check the night AR here, and as you see, you have the core just at the horizon. The moon is set, is full, is new moon, and the Milky Way is completely straight. And later at night, you can get the thin part of the Milky Way arching above your subject, for example. Pretty cool. Okay, let's see what's going on with the Milky Way in the southern hemisphere. Let's go to Namibia. So I'm gonna tap on load. I'm gonna tap off point of interest. I'm gonna load one of my point of interest, which is finger clip. Awesome, this amazing rock formation that we have in Namibia, which is this vertical rock structure. Okay, let's put the red pin away from the subject and let's see what we have in the southern hemisphere. Well, in the southern hemisphere you can get the core of the Milky Way and the Milky Way arching above the subject, which is pretty cool. You see how the core is in the southwest directions. If I tap on the night AR, you'll see what's going on here. So you see that the Milky Way is super low in the sky. This is the core of the Milky Way, and the finger clip will be more or less over there. So still a beautiful arch, but not super high. Awesome. Okay, if you wish to learn how to plan the Milky Way, which is pretty easy, as you've seen, I just move the red pin, change the time and see where the Milky Way is. I can just find my shooting spot. If you want to learn how to do it step by step, watch this video. The full moon is on November 15th, and the full moon is always awesome because it gives us lots of possible creative compositions. So based on the full moon rise direction and the full moon set, find your composition, find your shot of the full moon. For example, here I have the pin in Cala Brasile in Menorca, and I've planned one of the typical shots that we have here in Menorca, the full moon aligned with the lighthouse. And as you see on the map, you can see the size of the moon represented by this blue band here. So the moon will be pretty big. Actually, on the top panel, you have the size of the moon, 11.1 meters, which is pretty big. It's bigger than the lighthouse. Awesome. The moon height is 27.9 meters. You have it on the top panel from the black pin. So the center of the moon will be at the same height as the lighthouse because the lighthouse height is 28 meters. Awesome. So the top panel is also telling me that I'm shooting from 1.2 kilometers. It's a beautiful shot. And on panel number 3, I have the elevation of the sun. 2.63, which means that the natural light type will be golden hour. The sun is about to set, still above the horizon, so the moon will start getting more and more powerful as it rises. Great shot. Actually, this shot is pretty similar as the one you've seen now by Antonio, but with a bit more light, because this one was captured when the sun was already set. This is the reason you see the moon so powerful. Okay, and if you wish to learn how to plan shots like this one very fast, watch this video. On November 16th, Mercury will be at its greatest Eastern Elongation, which means that the planet will be further away from the Sun, giving us great conditions to view it and photograph it from both hemispheres. Mercury will shine in the early evening sky with a magnitude of minus 0.21, so it will be visible to the naked eye. After sunset, you'll find it low in the sky, next to the sunset direction, which is the thick orange line that you see on the map. You can't miss it. On November 17th, Uranus will be at opposition, meaning that it is its closest approach to Earth, and that its visible face will be completely illuminated by the Sun, at a magnitude of 5.61. The planet will be brighter than any other day of the year, and it will be visible throughout the night. So this is the best time to observe the planet using a telescope. Uranus will rise in the east just before moonrise, and not far away from the moonrise direction, which is the thick light blue line that you see here on the map. And again, you can't miss it. The Leonids meteor shower is peaking on the night that goes from November 16th to November 17th. And as I said before, it is not a great year for the Leonids, because due to the large moon, only 1 meteor per hour is expected at the peak. So this year will be very challenging. The moon will have a phase of 97%, and moonlight will work against our wills. It will wash out most of the meteors. It is going to be very difficult, but as you know, PhotoPills never give up. Oh, by the way, the radiant of the meteor shower is that spot in the sky where meteors appear to originate, and the radiant is represented on the map by this gray line that's moving. You see the gray circle and the gray line that's moving on the gray path. This is the path of the radiant. So if you want to locate the radiant in the sky, you can use the map, or you can use the meteor and visualize the radiant of the Leonids in the augmented reality. And you can change the time and see how the radiant moves across the sky, which is pretty cool. Oh, by the way, the Leonids meteor shower is a meteor shower that's visible from both hemispheres. And if you wish to learn how to plan your meteor shots, watch this video. In November, there will be 5 cool moon-planet conjunctions. The first one is on November 3rd. It's when Mercury will be close to a very thin moon. The moon phase will be around 3%. On November 5th, the moon will be in conjunction with Venus, and the moon phase will be 11%. On November 11th, Saturn will be in conjunction with the moon, and the moon phase will be 70%. And if you're lucky enough to be in Central America, you'll be able to experience the occultation of Saturn behind the moon. On November 17th, Jupiter is the one that's going to be in conjunction with the moon, and the moon phase will be pretty large, 95%. And finally, on November 20th, the moon will be in conjunction with Mars, and the moon phase will be around 70%. On both hemispheres, you'll find the moon-planet conjunctions where the moon is. So, to spot them, look in the direction of the position of the moon, which is represented by this thin blue line that's moving on the map. Where you see the moon, you'll see the conjunctions, you'll see the planets too. You can miss it. You know that the sun is in the period of solar maximum, which means that we'll be more likely to see and photograph the auroras. And as you know, the auroras have been very active lately, and it will continue to be active. The solar maximum occurs on average every 11 years. So if you're lucky enough to live in Norway, Finland, Iceland, Greenland, the Canadian Rockies, Canada, November is a great month to photograph the auroras. And it will continue to be like that till April. So when you should photograph the auroras? Well, you can photograph them when the aurora is active and in a condition of the moon phase, and of course when the sky is clear. This is true, we like photographing auroras in any moon-like condition. It is great to photograph them during new moon, but also when you have the moon in the sky can help you illuminate the foreground, which is awesome. Yeah, I could give you more details on how to photograph the auroras, but if you want to learn how to photograph auroras, please watch this masterclass by Rachel John Ross. It's very good. Okay, now let's see some of the best photos that you submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we feature in October. The first one is a fantastic photo of the Milky Way rising behind two tajinastes in Roque de los Muchachos in La Palma, Spain, photo by Sergio Bautista Moreno. The second one is a cool photo of the strawberry moon aligned with a dancer in Bondi Beach, Sydney, Australia, photo taken by Ganesh Prasad. And the third one is a spectacular shot of the annual solar eclipse that occurred on October 2nd in Patagonia, Argentina. Photo taken by Matias Villegas. All of them amazing photos. Thank you for sharing them. Perfect, and now if you wish to learn how to plan and photograph each one of the events I've shared in this video, I invite you to download and study very well our super detailed astronomical events photography guide. I'm gonna leave a link to the guide in the description of this video and in the first comment below. Download it. As always, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday in another video. And remember that you have the power to imagine, plan and shoot legendary photos. Bye!